I'm Anna of Crafting Fingers, and welcome to Crochet 101. Today I'm going to show you the very basics of crochet. All you need is a bit of yarn and a crochet hook. At this point, it doesn't even matter what type of yarn you have, what size your hook is. All you need is something that you can actually crochet with. So what we're going to learn is how to actually get the yarn on your hook and how to double crochet, or as Americans call it, single crochet. So grab your yarn and loop it over itself. Then pull the yarn through to create a second loop. I'm exaggerating this a little bit, but you can see how you'll have the tail on one side and the rest of the yarn on the other. So poke your hook through the loop and pull on the yarn to tighten it, and that's called a slip knot. So your yarn is secured and you're ready to crochet. The first stitch is called chain. So you grab the yarn with the end of your hook, that's called a yarn over, and you pull the yarn through the loop that you already have on the hook. Makes more sense when you watch than when you think about it word for word, but that counts as one chain stitch. Keep pulling the yarn through to make your chain. We're not following a specific pattern, so just keep practicing until you feel comfortable holding the yarn and holding the hook. For example, I have a chain of 10 stitches, and the next step is to work into the chain to actually create a body of crochet. So we're doing this with double crochet, and what you do is you push your hook into the chain, grab the yarn with your hook and pull it through the chain, grab the yarn again, and pull the yarn through both loops on your hook. That's one double crochet. So you're not grabbing the yarn first, and make sure you're not working into the same stitch. Go into the next stitch, push your hook through, then grab the yarn, pull the yarn through both loops on your hook, and that's another double crochet. Keep going through the rest of your chain. If you want more tips and more in-depth explanations, I do have a blog post going through all these steps too. I'll put a link in the description so you can go snoop on that if you want a bit more information. Once you get to the end, don't forget the last stitch. When all that's left at the end is the knot and the tail, you're done with the row. Once you're done with the row, turn your work and chain one. This is called a turning chain. At the top of the row, you'll see little gaps near the top. So each stitch looks like a little V from above, and the gaps are right underneath that V. So this is where you want to work each stitch. Your turning chain counts as the first stitch, so skip the very rightmost gap and work your first stitch into the next one. So again, hook into the gap, pull the yarn through both loops on your hook. And again, just keep working that double crochet until you get to the end. So the last stitch in the row can be a bit tricky. It looks a bit like a little step, and a common mistake is to forget to work it and you end up with uneven rows. So just get that hook through there and make the last double crochet of the row and you're done. So just keep working rows and don't forget that last stitch at the end, and make as many rows as you want. Just keep practicing until you feel comfortable making double crochet and feel comfortable holding the yarn. It's normal for your stitches to be uneven sizes at this point, so totally okay. And believe it or not, you're now ready to make literally thousands of different projects with just these techniques. I've linked to a few of them on my blog. The final step is to secure your yarn, because if you just leave that loop, it will unravel your work, and that's not what we want. So just cut the yarn with a few inches spare and pull that tail through that last working stitch like this. Pull the yarn tight, and there you go. So all you need to do is weave the tails into the work and you're done. I'd love to answer your questions. Just leave me a comment. If you like this video, please hit subscribe to get more DIY tutorials every week. Hi, I'm Crafting Fingers with Anna. Oh my god.